Real KNC time coming to you from Studio B. That's the backup studio.
The backup.
Ken Laird.
Chris Curtis.
This is January 20th, the Friday edition, heading into AFC Championship game weekend. We are in the backup studio, Chris, because big showdown.
Then there were two.
Morning drive, afternoon drive here on WEEI. Enough about me to be aired next week.
Yeah, somehow I feel like I'm going to come up in this podcast, as I did with Chad Finn yesterday.
That's horrible company. Don't even want me in with Curtis.
Who was very ashamed to be the only other multiple guest on Enough About Me.
Yeah, did you take that as a personal affront?
Chad, I don't think he's a big fan of mine, but that's fine.
Why the hate?
Have you roasted Chad prior?
No, I just think I accurately say that he's the only person in the city of Boston who likes every sports radio show, and he also happens to be the media critic, which to me is a little bit odd.
Ooh.
Great job defending that Wilder column, Chad. Woo.
He's a woman. That's a factor in it.
Strong defense.
What was his defense? It wasn't her fault for the headline. I think that was his essential defense.
And I think the headlines caused her an issue.
Wasn't her fault for the headline that although she was lying that there was no snow or Hillary Clinton signs on Christmas Eve in Lincoln, it would be a fun start to a movie scene.
I can envision it in the movie.
And that he has heard similar things as Charlotte has.
Your microphone sounds about as good as Gerry Callahan's cell phone did during the call-in today. What happened? Did you talk to Gerry before you put him on?
Gerald R. Callahan. Good morning, Gerry.
Hey guys, what's happening? I'm just walking through security here.
So he sent me a text saying, "Are we going to do this or what?"
Maggot!
And I said, "Sure," because I had said around 9:30. Everything kind of got pushed back because Belichick got moved up, and then we had to do the Mut announcement coming out of the break with the montage that Intern Aaron did a great job putting together.
Yes, he did.
So he said, I got to do it now. So Kirk had said to me, we have to get Gerry on at some point. So I called Gerry, and I'm like, "Hey, Gerry, it's Chris." And he's like, "Oh, fuck, I can't hear you. Hold on." And then he puts it on the speakerphone. It's like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh, are you through security?" And he goes, "Yeah, I just got through, and I can do it." At the time, it sounded okay, and then we put him on the air, but he had to do it with a speaker.
And it's an amazing place, this Trump Hotel. It's the old post office. It's very...
Because his headset, I guess correctly, he was right yesterday when he said his headset on his phone wasn't working.
So he couldn't hear. He can't hear out of his own cell phone.
Correct. I could hear him when he answered the phone normally, but he couldn't hear me.
Gerry and technology have a symbiotic relationship. They go well together. I think he's a very patient guy, first of all. That's his baseline demeanor.
You told me? What did you tell me?
So when things aren't working, no problem, no sweat. He just rolls with the punches, you know?
He is very patient.
My strongest asset, maybe by far, is my temperament.
How upset was Gerry that the umbrella had been taken by security at the White House?
They took my wife's umbrella and threw it in the trash. She was pissed. It actually was it was an automatic weapon. Whatever.
He started talking to me about that. Meanwhile, he couldn't even really hear me, but he's just ranting that he just got through security and they stole his wife's fucking umbrella.
He's out $550. That will be the first thing discussed Monday when he's back. It will not be Patriots and Steelers. Tom Brady could get shot at Gillette Sunday night. We will be leading with the umbrella that was taken at security at Trump's inauguration.
That doomsday scenario could unfold that CNN was predicting.
The uncertainty creates the potential for chaos, high theater, or a hit TV drama.
That was one of the takeaways from today's show, Gerry's call-in, which was about 9:30 today. We teased the entire show, the big announcement.
This is legit station news. This is, I would say, from 1 to 10, a legit 8.5, 9.
Mike Mutnansky was in, and by no coincidence, I suppose, Mike Mutnansky was at the center of the announcement. Some people dared to say that we oversold this big announcement, but bite your tongue, man.
The massive station announcement at 9 o'clock.
I thought it was a big announcement. I didn't know about it until today. 6A to 10P is a big window here on WEEI live programming, and Mutt is
no offense, Arcan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Rear's on midnight to 2 a.m. Thursday nights. You got to tune into that. It deserved its promotion.
Of course, for those who missed it, here's a little snippet of that. We are debuting a new show, 6P to 10P. Not really new because Mutt's been doing it anyway. It's just kind of been rebranded.
Mike Mutnansky is the new host of the nighttime show 6 to 10 at WEEI full-time. He has signed a new contract.
We solicited some names for the show. We got some good suggestions, some bad ones.
Do we have a show title?
Game Night with Mutt.
Ooh, I like that. The final drive? First and goal? No. The bullpen?
No. The drive home. I think you'll be hearing Mut at night. Which I'm fired up about. What are you laughing at? Why is that funny to you?
I like Knuckles at night. I think that is an absolute winner.
Instead, it's just going to be plain old Mutt at night. The man show. The hashtag man show.
And Kirk loved the idea of coming out with the Man's Show theme song to end the show.
Yeah, he wasn't real thrilled.
Didn't really work, Ken. Tough end to a tough week for you, I would say.
It's the Man Show, Mud at Night. Also, maybe will this be a new shtick on the show? He's at least for a segment, he was not interested in your take. He'd like to cue Curtis for his opinion on something and then shut you down right at the door.
Chris, what is your take on it? Nobody cares. All right, let's take another call. Let's go.
There are certain times in the life of this show with Kirk that a thing will occur randomly.
Organically, some would say.
Yeah, an organic moment will happen. You will immediately know it's going to become a staple on the show.
Chris, nobody cares. Nobody cares, but you have to think about this.
Like the Belichick press conference. We just sort of stumbled into that. We were carrying it live. The guys just started talking over it, and it's gold.
He's found a new toy.
It's a new toy. Take a nice dump on my thoughts.
That was actually during the Belichick press conference where we got, I'll tell you, the vitriol that comes our way from some of the, let's call it a vocal minority.
Let's talk to Jeff in the car. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Sure you really know the players.
Yeah, can you guys shut the
Jeff,
F up?
shut up! The coach is talking! Let the coach talk! There's a title game in 2 days! Patriots Steelers! Winner goes to Super Bowl 66! We want to listen to this! Shut up! Get him off the phone. I'm trying to listen to the coach.
Who don't appreciate the guys and their banter, their witty repartee, the Kevin Bacon game, perhaps, over top of the Bill Belichick press conference.
I don't think Mutt liked the Kevin Bacon game.
Well, no, Mutt was on the spot.
I don't know. You put me on the spot here, and I told you I'm not. This is not. I'm like Curtis-esque when it comes to movie recall. You want to make people feel bad? Congrats, Kirk. Great. You know movies. I don't. What's the point?
You're 36 years old. You're a man. You have friends. You've lived a life. You should know that.
Mutt was in the crosshairs twice today. Kevin Bacon game failure in the 9 o'clock hour. Also trying to defend his man, Donald J. Trump, who's taking the oath of office here as we speak.
I see him actually driving to the Capitol right over your shoulder.
Right. Kirk is convinced that he is a sexual predator.
That this pig is going to be president of the United States, a guy who sexually assaulted women.
Mutt wouldn't quite... let's just say he was kind of Switzerland in that scenario.
I am Switzerland.
He was Bradfo-esque in the Ortiz steroid debate.
Do you think he did steroids?
I think he did. I think he did. Now, you're not going to get me into this.
That's a good answer.
No.
Do you think he did it?
Did what?
Sexually assaulted women?
I have no idea. Sorry.
You have an answer on that?
I'm answering
yes
the
or
question.
No? Do you think he sexually assaulted women? Yes
no,
or no?
I don't.
Okay, so they all lied.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Mutt initially sort of jumped on the Trump train because he thought it would curry favor somewhat with Gerry. I don't know how deeply he is a conservative or really is buying into the whole Trump agenda.
You don't feel like he's one of you?
I think Mutt and I are similar. I voted for him, but I'm not like rah, But I think I am more conservative than Mutt, yes.
I'm better at life than you.
You think Trump's innocent of all charges?
Oh, I think he's a great American.
Okay. Proud American.
America first. Make our country great again.
Mutt was reeling there, but Ben Volin was perhaps reeling even worse. 7:45 when Kirk raised the temperature. Kirk decided to up the ante a little bit, let's say that. Because let's be honest, the first hour and a half, 40 minutes of today's show, part of that was Ben Volin. It was very sporty for the 7 o'clock segment. Didn't go very far. The 6 o'clock hour was just fucking chaotic. I mean, it was just kind of dicking around. Not terrible, not the worst radio ever. It was just sort of there.
There was one rough segment today. It was the top of the 7.
Yeah,
it was when Volin sat down, looked like he just rolled out of bed, just sort of sat there like a puddle and didn't want to fight.
Well, we talked about Martellus Bennett's future. I think that was topical.
He's going to get good money in the offseason.
I don't know about that.
We did get a very good A-gap, B-gap drop by you.
I think he was offended by that.
He was.
Where they have a rookie left guard and 2 second-year players at center and right guard.
Work on stopping the A-gap and the B-gap.
Got a 4 technique that.
But yeah, I thought the rest of the show was good.
We teased his Trump nugget. I mean, that was...
So when Donald Trump name drops you, your team goes in the tank.
So you're 0-5 is what you're saying.
Basically.
If we're going to grade Reamer on the memorability scale,
yeah,
there is a moment in today's show that will live on as long as this show exists.
This will be the only takeaway from Ben Volin's appearance for 2 hours today.
Hey, DWood, it's Ben Volin here. I want to ask you a football question.
You just heard it, Mr. Woody. He's got a new nickname.
Well, he's
D-Wood.
tight with DWood, you know? Not so tight with G-Cal. That's why he left before Gerry came on a little bit later in the show.
He's so afraid to talk politics. I think he was spooked that the Globe, the higher-ups were going to get mad at the conservative talk on the show.
Loath to get into politics here, but...
yeah, why would you do that here on this show?
Yeah. No,
Shortest Damien Woody appearance ever in history. We were under 6 minutes today.
This often gets discussed.
I take that back. Last week he didn't come on at all, so
we've averaged 3 minutes the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But no, this is one thing that is so much better with the show. We talked yesterday about how the ratings have been good in the past. Today, we can have an interview under 6 minutes. That literally would have been impossible.
Right.
with a different host.
Pretend that it's not John Dennis asking you this question.
And it is awesome to be able to just get in and out, ask. There's not a lot to talk about. You don't have to have him on for 15 minutes just because he's a weekly guest. In and out, say goodbye, move on.
Referencing the 7:45 segment, when the temperature finally was raised, Volin and Kirk had a previous argument about deflategate and Bill Belichick being spared, like a sort of a conspiracy theory, almost a key for madness.
Key for madness?
Very well put.
Theory that's been floated out there. Those two had at this before. This was basically a recreation of when Volin was on the phone. When was this, 2015?
Yeah, August of 2015.
They thought they had anything to nail
They'd
Belichick.
go for it.
They'd nail him, right?
I don't know.
Well, explain to me how that would work, Ben.
So it was good, and it finally woke Ben up a little bit. Those two went back and forth. I'm not sure Volin really wanted to go down that road, but he had to. He was really pushed into the corner.
Like who? What? What does that mean? I don't know, but what does that mean? What bodies are buried?
Well, I guarantee you he has dirt on league office and things that have happened in the past.
So they give him $1 million fine. They take away a first-round pick. They suspend his quarterback for 4 games. That's not going to piss him off? He's not going to start talking about where the bodies are buried?
Well, which is it?
That's not.
It was good debate.
Yeah, I thought we might have lost Volin for the day after the first segment. He disappeared for about 6 minutes. Didn't come back on time for headlines. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. I wasn't really too crazy to go find him after the first segment. But I thought Kirk last night sent me a note saying, let's make sure we have that debate ready from August of 2015, and I thought that energized him and sort of got things going into the top of the 8.
And that sparked a good final 2 hours of the show, really.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely got Volin engaged. We got going into the politics, the most caller-driven. I mean, we did the ticket giveaway at 8, so there was everybody listening at that moment. I mean, the calls were blowing up. And then right after that, we got into the Trump sexual harassment to our big announcement at 9.
Big announcement at 9, and just before that,
oh, that's right,
Kirk was upset at me. I couldn't find the Curtis drop in the comfort of the post-show podcast. I mean, I can just go through and sip on some coffee, a little latte, little mocha chai latte.
Mocha chai latte.
I can find the soundbite I want on
Jerry's
the fly.
coffee is in the podcast room, so it's never being used, so you can just drink it.
Right. But when the pressure's on, for some reason I couldn't I don't know what soundbite he was looking for. First of all, he just said, find an old Curtis soundbite where you sounded fat.
Play a fat Curtis. Play the Richard Deitch, thank you for having me on, Richard, and then have Curtis talk now. It is unbelievable. Find me a fat Curtis drop. No rush, Ken. Calls in 1 second. 617-779-7937. We only have 3,000 of these cuts.
There are a lot of those.
There were, but I want to find a good one. I don't want to come out, with just any old Curtis soundbite. There's almost too many sound bites. Like we have this audio bank, and when I type in Curtis, oh man, we got Sausage was in love with the Curtis drops back in the day because he has quite a few.
Hello, 1 2 3 1 2 3
1 2 3 1 2 3.
Wow, that's very loud.
I'm a lot louder than you.
Honestly, when I came back and I did the podcast with Kirk, that was the first time I had heard myself since I was here 4 months ago or whatever.
Right.
And that Monday when I came back and we were doing the show, he's like, you sound different.
You do.
And I hadn't noticed it until that podcast, and it was a huge... I mean, I literally sounded like I was on my deathbed.
Well, I don't get credit for that.
What was that?
Listen to that.
Oh, that's gross.
That was say that same sentence again.
And I don't get credit for that.
Is that unbelievable?
It sounds like the fat is like affecting his vocal cords. Like
Well, I don't get credit for that.
What was that? That is incredible. It sounds like he has a chicken in his mouth.
Your enunciation was not very good either.
Yeah, I was like, I have no idea. I sound...
You probably are sharper as a radio guy now, just from being in the business longer, and the more you talk, the better you get at it.
Yeah, but also I don't know. I don't think I was paying very much attention. I don't think I was engaged. I don't know. It makes me cringe when I hear some of those drops.
It is currently Jesus Mary. That's what's trending now on WEEI and WEEI.com. Good weekend.
It's not even the same person. All right, so that was today in a nutshell. It was I was entertained. Mut was. I guess we should get into this. Mut was on the defensive from the get-go. He seemed to be very offended that I didn't, less you than me, take Meter to task yesterday for what Mut deemed a terrible show.
They're all critical of me for disappearing during a show. Meter was the magic man. He disappeared so much for 4 hours.
Not
yesterday.
a great Meter performance.
Holy
yesterday.
crap! And Ken's like licking his nuts in that.
I talked to Curtis on the phone last night, and he was burying Meter's performance.
That did not happen on the real KNC podcast.
I'm almost tired of saying it because he gets so sensitive. How many times have we said that we like Mut? We think he's great. We look forward to Fridays.
He's great.
He's great. You want us to praise you like you praise Felger? Fine. We'll go for it. But Like every time we have, and even yesterday,
You're very needy.
I had his back big time.
I thought so. Big league.
Big league. Said that we would be going after Meter much harder. He gets the brunt of it.
Yeah, exactly. We said there's a Mutt double standard, and
his takeaway is,
and then he comes in and starts blasting Laird. Little low hanging Laird today.
It's low fruit, and you pick it better than anybody else.
What a pivoter!
Yeah,
that was a great pivot.
Mutt was a little too sensitive off the top. Meter didn't bring it yesterday. We were critical of him.
We were.
I was very critical of him. You like him. You've admitted he's a radio mentor of yours, and you've also shown that you're very loyal this week, so you're not going to go too crazy at Meter. And what we talked about yesterday was very reasonable. I was shocked that Mutt came in so sensitive about it.
I'm not sensitive.
Like, right or wrong, Meter has emeritus status with the morning show, wouldn't you say? He was at the genesis of the program.
Yeah,
John Meter Perel is a part of the morning show at WEEI.
He is a member of the family, absolutely.
Now, not all those members are brought back, or will be again.
Right.
But Meter left in good standing, and when he comes in, to me, I find it a comfortable listen, even if it's not electric, even if, granted, he was Trenny Meter Perel yesterday and hadn't listened to shit.
But I am not, watching.
I will acknowledge that, but once every couple weeks, Meter, open door policy to me for Meter to come in, and I'm not going to be as hard on him as I will on other people.
But to finish off yesterday's point, if he is going to come in every couple weeks, he has to be caught up a little bit.
We're in the grind of the BC hoop season, all right? So just pump the brakes a little bit.
I know we got to figure out, Sacred Heart's backcourt here, but let's get going.
There was one point where Mutt was steaming. He was really pissed. Kirk was grinding him pretty good. Do you remember that?
Well, I think we were grading him.
Oh, I know what it was. He kept flubbing the phone calls.
Marvin and Randolph on the Steelers. Marvin, you're on WEEI.
Where's he from?
Hey,
Marvin's in Randolph.
Okay.
What's your problem?
Are you surprised how bad we've actually downgraded in the ability to take phone calls, losing Jerry and having Mutt? One thing that Mutt should be able to do is press buttons. What is wrong with you?
What was wrong with what I just took the two phone calls?
Tired or what?
Transition was bad. You messed up Randolph. Grades for Mutt in the first hour?
D-.
I was going to say C-.
Hold on.
He gets that face when he's really pissed, and then you play a couple drops, and it just sends him over the edge. A little snowflake.
Yeah, it really is. Probably lives in Lincoln. All right, so a Mutt Friday in the books. We'll have a shitty Callahan story Monday in Mutt's honor, I think, on Monday morning from Jerry's trip to the inauguration.
I'm gonna buy like 6 umbrellas to bring into the office just so we have extras.
Of course, we have the big game, which might potentially lock you into going to the big game in Houston in a couple weeks.
Well, I've got to say, very, very weird coincidence. We always write down quietly, all of us, before we do the predictions of the game, our picks, so that we don't pick off the other person.
Right.
And then we come out and we hand them to each other, and you and Kirk had the exact same pick.
Uncanny.
Steelers 31, Patriots 28, Packers 34, Falcons 24. Ken Laird, your 2 picks, please.
31-28, I think Steelers.
Good,
28.
yes. 34-24.
34-24, yeah.
Packers, good. Chris.
What are the odds of that?
All right, so have a good weekend. Do you have any culinary advice for the Sunday for the big game, for a doubleheader? I mean, what?
My old man's in town for the game, so I'm going to watch it with him. I made this before, my 7-layer Mexican dip. The old man's in town, so he's buying maybe a prime rib.
Wow.
Going all in.
That's now, is your father a good cook?
Oh, he's a good roast. He's definitely good at the roast. Yeah, he doesn't cook like the sauces and stuff that I do, but with, good red meat, he can prepare that well.
Okay.
So we'll watch that.
That's a real, in honor of Mutt's new show, Mutt at Night, the man show, a real man's man weekend with the prime rib.
Mutt might come. His wife's skiing. He can drive down from Pepperell or wherever he is these days.
All right. Good. I will see you Monday. We will have much to discuss. Tom Brady, we think, pending the outcome of the game.
If I'm right and you and Kirk are wrong and the Patriots win, I guarantee it Monday. If it's a loss, it may not be Monday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. But I think Patriots win, Tom Brady joins us Monday morning.
See you Monday at 6.